I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
Tommy Mottola is a devil.
Respect!
Prepare to experience one of the most tumultuous relationships of the 90s, Mariah Carey and Tommy Mottola. Their love story started off like a fairy tale, but quickly took a dark turn. Hold on tight because this is going to be quite a bumpy ride. It all started in the late 80s. Mariah Carey was this young, super talented singer trying to make a name for herself. Enter Tommy Mottola, the big shot executive at Sony Music, who pretty much ran the music industry at the time. He hears Mariah's demo and boom, he's hooked. He famously said it was the best voice he'd ever heard. Tommy wasted no time signing her to Sony, and suddenly Mariah was on her way to becoming a superstar. At first, it seemed like a dream come true. Here was this powerful man making all her music dreams a reality, but as they say, not all that glitters is gold. By 1993, Mariah and Tommy were married. Mariah was only 23, while Tommy was 44, a huge age gap that came with a huge power imbalance. Their wedding was a massive event at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York, complete with a Vera Wang dress and a 27-foot train. It was like something out of a fairy tale, but the real story was far from magical. After the wedding, Mariah moved into Tommy's gigantic mansion, but it wasn't the luxurious escape you'd expect. Mariah called it Sing Sing. You know, after the infamous New York prison, and for good reason. Tommy's control over Mariah was on another level. She wasn't allowed to leave the house without his permission. He monitored her phone calls, decided who she could talk to, and even controlled what she wore. She had to get approval for everything, even down to what she ate. Imagine being one of the biggest pop stars in the world and not even being able to choose your own clothes. Tommy would make sure Mariah was always surrounded by his security team, who acted more like prison guards than bodyguards. There are even reports that he had cameras installed throughout the mansion to keep an eye on her. Mariah has said that she felt completely trapped, like she was losing herself in this relationship. It was suffocating. She couldn't go anywhere, see anyone, or do anything without his approval. It was clear that Tommy didn't just want to manage Mariah's career, he wanted to control every aspect of her life. The Honey music video from 1997 really shows how desperate Mariah was to break free. In the video, she plays a woman escaping from a mansion, literally jumping off a balcony and diving into a pool to get away. It wasn't just a catchy pop video. It was Mariah's way of telling the world, I need to get out of here. But one of the most jaw-dropping moments was when Jermaine Dupri and Debrat visited Mariah's mansion for a recording session. Mariah, desperate for a little bit of normalcy, decided she just wanted a burger from McDonald's. So she and Debrat snuck out in one of the cars. Within minutes, alarms were blaring, security was running around, and Tommy's team was panicking as if she had escaped from an actual prison. All this drama just because she left the house to grab some fast food. It was clear. Mariah wasn't just being protected. She was being held captive. The control wasn't just in her personal life. It was all over her music career too. Tommy didn't want Mariah to step out of the sweet, innocent image he had created for her. He didn't want her to wear anything too revealing or do anything that might seem too sexy. This wasn't just about being protective. It was about keeping her under his thumb. Mariah once said that even though millions of people were hearing her voice on the radio, her real voice, her opinions, her desires, her true self was completely silenced. Carey even had to resort to hiding in closets just to have private conversations. One particularly chilling incident involved Tommy threatening her with a butter knife, dragging the cool metal down her face while his associates watched silently, refusing to intervene. In her memoir, Carey described the marriage as having nearly smothered her to death. She kept an emergency to-go bag hidden under her bed, filled with essentials in case she ever needed to make a quick escape. The experience left her with lasting trauma and nightmares. She has spoken about how the relationship shaped who I am, eroding her sense of self-worth and freedom. The relationship's impact extended beyond just Carey. Tommy's children from his previous marriage witnessed some of the controlling behavior, including the butter knife incident. In his book, Hitmaker: The Man and His Music, Tommy acknowledged that the marriage was absolutely wrong and inappropriate, apologizing for any discomfort or pain, and particularly for the scars it left on my two oldest children. By 1997, Mariah had finally had enough. An encounter with baseball star Derek Jeter became the turning point. Derek was someone who understood Mariah. They both came from biracial families and shared similar struggles growing up. This connection was the spark Mariah needed to realize that there was life outside of Tommy's control. They started a brief but intense relationship, and this glimpse of normalcy was the catalyst Mariah needed to break free. In 1998, Mariah and Tommy's divorce was finalized, but even after their separation, Tommy's influence continued to haunt her career. Using his position as the head of Sony Music, he allegedly attempted to sabotage her on multiple occasions. Mariah claimed that Tommy tried to ruin her Glitter project by using his connections in the industry to have Jennifer Lopez's team rush out a song that used the exact same sample she was planning to use on one of her tracks. The goal: to have Lopez overshadow Carey. This interference may have contributed to the commercial failure of Carey's film project, Glitter. It was clear he was determined to make things as difficult as possible for her. Despite this traumatic experience, Carey went on to find love again, marrying Nick Cannon in 2008. Though this marriage also ended in divorce, it was markedly different from her first. So, next time you listen to Mariah belting out one of her iconic songs, remember this: behind that legendary voice is a woman who fought hard to break free from one of the most controlling relationships in music history. And that, right there, is what makes her a true diva in every sense of the word.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?